right now.
He's with the millions.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure flow. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this mic pro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will grow. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Yo, what up, friends? Ballin' Buds back with you again for another episode of Sunday Football Showdown, baby. The best NFL college recap on the planet. We're so glad you tuned in today. You see, it's just two of us right now. We'll see if the others stroll along at some point in time, but apparently they didn't answer the chat, so we don't know what's happening with them, but we're here. I am Omar, the sports professor Fonseca, and as always with me, Clubber D, the Combat G. What's good, my brother?
First and foremost, I like to say consistency is key. Consistency is key. Regardless if you have a cell phone, you don't have a cell phone, a pigeon with a little message, a Morse code, something. You got to communicate, people. Communicating is key, all right? A lot of y'all don't understand that. I know it's weird. It's social media era. Communication is key. And your boy is here. You know, I was down this week. I'm back. I got the little 3 dots. I did the bicep, the rotator cuff, the labrum, torn, fixed it. I'm back. I'll be back better than ever. Ooh. Shout out to my man, Poppy Chun Yayo. Heavy on the Poppy, light on the Yayo. It's man checking in. Gave me all types of tips because he had a similar injury. So shout out to my man, Poppy Chun Yayo, and everybody that's reached out. Thank you. Appreciate you. But yeah, come on, people. Peace and Lamar. What the hell y'all at? What y'all doing, man?
Yeah, the fact that you were able to make it on the week of your surgery only proves that they really successful. Anyways, hey, but shout out to Rock Chalk tuned in with us. Hey, let's go. Glad you're doing well. University
page. Y'all tune into Rock Chalk's page. Y'all got to tune into her page. Talk about crime solver. She is the number one. I tell you, one time I borrowed a almond joy out of the airport back in 1987, and she found out and made a story about me. I was like, hey, what's going on? I was like, hey, what are you doing?
The best true crime channel on YouTube. Y'all tap in with Rock Chalk. Yeah, Kansas State go belly up. Lost to rival Kansas State and got blowed out. That was bad. Yeah, it didn't look good for y'all. We appreciate you, though. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, y'all make sure you tap in with Rock Chalk Folks Show. All right, cool. Well, then, while we wait on them, we will just go ahead and get this kicked off. We got, as always, you are so very welcome. We appreciate you tuning in. Everybody, make sure you subscribe to Ballin' Buds, BALLANDBUDS, handy QR code up there at the top. We'll take you to our link tree. You'll be able to find all our socials. Clubber D's YouTube is there also. And make sure you hit that like button, whether watching now or on the replay. It is free to you, but invaluable to us, helps us in the algorithm, gets us out to more people, so we really appreciate it. Hit that like button for us. All right, cool. Well, the Thursday night game, 37-10, Chargers over the Vikings. This was a blowout, and to be honest, Clubber D, and we're going to get into this, pretty much all of the weekend's games were blowouts. So let's go ahead and actually look. We got a question, and actually I like this question better. We'll get right to the Thursday night game, but first Tom's eye poke last night at UFC 321 ruined what was turning out to be an okay first round in the main event. Clubber D, that brings me to a question. What was the better fight this weekend, even though we didn't get that main event? This or the boxing?
100% was Fabio Worley versus Joseph Parker. Let me take the glasses off. That means it's serious.
That means serious business coming.
That was a very good fight. I mean, Worley, his style, he likes to get, if he gets hit, his instinct is to punch back. He's always going to punch back out of trouble. And I thought the stoppage, because after it happened, Worley laid down. I don't know if he was probably butt tired, but I kind of would let Parker go on a little longer. But that stoppage, and Worley's he's gonna go against Usyk next, so that's gonna be a good heavyweight fight. So I am all the way in on Fabio Worley fighting out of England. And
wow,
that was terrible. Jesus
that
Christ.
was reckless.
I blame that on the meds. But I will say this though, that eye poke. See, this is the issue what I don't like with the eye poke. You got everybody wanted to see Aspinall fight John Jones, and I saw all the memes saying, if he fought John Jones, he'd get the same thing. But this man got poked in the eye twice, with bam, just like that,
double poke, yeah,
and the knuckle damn near on the other one. And people are saying, "Oh, Chael Sonnen talk about he should have kept on fighting." Things like, man, he's fighting a killer. He's fighting Serial Gone. Yes, he looked like trash against John Jones, but that man's a kickboxer. He will knock the race off your face. So, would you want to go against somebody like that when you're vision impaired? Yes, he got bloodied first round, but I mean, it's very anticlimactic the way that happened. But that just opens the door for the fight that everybody really wants to see for the White House card, which is Alex Pereira going against John Jones. They already traded fourth. Yeah, let's do it. So that kind of opens the door for that fight. I don't know when they're going to rematch them, but I would say that just opens the door for John Jones, Alex Pereira for that super mega fight to happen at the White House in June. Yeah,
definitely looking forward to that card. That's going to be crazy what they come up with for that mega event. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm glad that fight at least continued all the way through. I was sad to see because Cyril Gane came out looking pretty decent in that first round. So it was looking like it was going to shape up to be a decent fight. So it's too bad that it got ended like that. But you can't like you said, you can't blame someone who took double poke to the eye, like all up in the eye, like just. And then expect him to try to continue on. What if he has double vision and he can't see the man's punches coming at him? Nah, man, fuck that. I ain't got time for that.
Pride and common sense is two different things. And everyone's like, "Oh, be a warrior, man. You be a warrior, okay?" So you're gonna be calling out when y'all sprain your toenail. You know what I'm saying? Hopscotching to work. So hush up.
First one to make Tom bleed. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, let's get back into this football. We were getting just into the Chargers and Vikings, 37-10, Chargers over the Vikings. And now, as I was about to say, this really portrayed a whole week of blowouts and just a whole bunch of games that was no contest except one of them, which we'll get to in just a second. But let's start off with this, a foretelling of things to come. Again, the Chargers, they needed to make sure that they took care of business here. And if Peach were here, I wanted to ask him about his theory on J.J. McCarthy, because they can't keep hiding him if that's what he thinks they're doing with Carson Wentz playing at this horrible level. So what did you think about this game?
Yeah, I actually like that theory. JJ might not be it, might not be ready. Carson Wentz, I mean, he shouldn't even play today. He looked not terrible. He looked terrible. And his arm you could tell his arm was messed up. And offensive line, I don't know if they're betting against him or they don't like him, but they weren't blocking for shit. I mean, I feel bad for him going down like that, holding his arm. So Carson Wentz, he is what he is, but I don't really put too much on a quarterback when he doesn't have time to throw the ball. Yes, you got Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers, or not the best receiver, depending who's the quarterback out there, but he can't get the ball if no one's blocking for the quarterback. So something has to be up with McCarthy. I just don't think that he's right. I'm with Peach on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's either that or the injury is worse than we thought, one of the two, because something's going on where, you're keeping him out week after week, and especially with Wentz looking the way that he has, and especially this past week, which was just horrendous. The Chargers, by the way, scored 30 points or more for the first time in history and did not punt. How's that? That's crazy. And also, Keenan Allen joined Hall of Famer Antonio Gates as the only players in Chargers history with 11,000 yards. So shout out to Keenan Allen, continuing his good play at a as an elder veteran in the league now. Vikings running back Aaron Jones did return from that hamstring injury that kept him out 4 games. The running game was non-existent between him and Jordan Mason. Minnesota just could not get off the ground whatsoever. As I mentioned, the Chargers really needed to make sure that they took care of business, to make sure that they keep that lead in that division, or at least, try to keep the lead, because now that we saw Denver blow out the Cowboys, Denver actually now leads the AFC West, which is crazy. So, and again, this just leads us into the rest of the games that were a bunch of blowouts, but definitely was needed by them to take care of business here. Shout out, Canteen. Appreciate you, brother. All love go down as well. Your Falcons didn't look too good either, buddy. And if Lamar were here, we'd talk about that game. He's not here, so we're not even going to talk about
medicine.
But let's move into some of these, as we like to call them here, booty juice and blowouts. That was what this week was all about. We told you about the 27-point victory on Thursday night. How about this for more blowouts and booty juice games? Only one game today over the whole slate was, 2 games in the whole slate were less than 14 points in the margin of victory. Jesus. And that was the Jets' 1-point victory over the Bengals and your 49ers' unfortunate loss to the Texans, which was by 11. So only one game in the whole week was decided by 10 points or less. That is crazy. Just blowouts across the board. So this is what I'm going to do, Clubber D, because we're not going to talk about all these. We do want to talk about a couple of them that we talked about backstage. But I'm just going to throw out the ones we didn't necessarily talk about that we were going to talk about. And if you have any opinion on any of these games, you just stop me and go ahead. So let's start with Lamar, who he's not going to show up and take his medicine. 34-10 blowout by the Dolphins. Jeez Louizzle. Patriots, 32-13 over the Browns. Eagles, 38-20 over the Giants.
Got a bone to pick with that game. Hold on. Okay. Got a bone to pick with that game because I picked them in my survival pool on that Thursday night game when they lost against the Giants. And now they act like they want to throw the ball and I'm sorry, not throw the ball, but run the ball with Saquon. Get the hell out of here, Eagles. I'm sick of y'all. Get out of here. And I will say McDaniel got saved too. McDaniel got saved by this game against Dolphins. So it's like it's Dolphins' luck to have this happen and not fire the coach, but whatever.
No, you're right about that. He was on the hot seat, and this has taken it off of him for a week. But again, the Falcons aren't a great team either. So even if he can hold them off for one game, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to, be the old Miami Dolphins of old. So, and one thing I do want to shout out, Myles Garrett, 5 sacks today. Just proving that he is the best pass rusher in the league, hands down. Wow, that was a great performance by him. Back to the blowouts. The Bills completely romped the Panthers 40-9. The Ravens coming back with Lamar Jackson, the first game back, 30-16 over the Bears. The Buccaneers 23-3 over the Saints, and the Colts with an absolute shellacking of the Titans, 38-14. Do you have any thoughts on any of those other games?
Well, I'll say this about the Colts game. Shout out to my homeboy Shady that won my survival pool. About to send you the money. Unlike other leagues, I pay you the money when this stuff happens. Some people like to wait weeks and months and not pay people what they owe, which is just ridiculous. But I'm going to pay my man Shady here in a second.
Shots fired.
Shout out to Cash and Nick for tuning in. I would say this about a lot of these butt whoopings we just talked about. I was more impressed with all of them would be the Bills because they had to respond back to losing to Atlanta on the road, and they went on the road again and played a team that's very good at home, that being the Panthers, even though it's Andy Dalton playing, and they had this little parallel with that game because with Andy Dalton, when he was with I want to say the Bengals, he had I forgot what team, but him winning that game got the Bills to the playoffs. It was the first time in so long back in the day. They even cheered him when he played in Buffalo that following year. I think it was like 2019 or something. I could be wrong, but that's a weird little parallel. So they just gave him his medicine by saying, thank you back in the day for us finally getting to the playoffs and handling this butt whooping. So that's pretty much it for those games.
And Lamar Jackson getting that win, the Ravens desperately needed that to stay in the hunt, especially with Pittsburgh losing last week and the possibility of them playing a good Packers team tonight and losing tonight.
Did Lamar play?
Yeah, he did. He played today. Yep.
He said he wasn't playing.
Yep, he played. And Derrick Henry got his 111th rushing touchdown to move him into 5th place all time in rushing touchdown leaders. As well, when I mentioned Myles Garrett's 5 sacks earlier, I forgot to state your professor's fun fact. He passed Reggie White today on the all-time sack list, and he's just reaching 30. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. 111 sacks, and he's just hitting 30. He's still in his prime. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, wait.
All right, well, let's talk about it. You got to take your medicine. What happened?
I ain't got no problem with that. I ain't got no problem with that. I wrote down some stuff, okay? Robert Saleh, I know we have injuries. We lost 3 people today. Sam Okawano, Maryland grad. I don't know if he graduated, but went to Maryland defensive end. He got hurt this week, so that's another defensive end down. We lost Bryce Huff last game, who was our best pass rusher since Nick Bosa went down. I have never been a fan of soft zone for quarterbacks. It works on quarterbacks that will mess up. But CJ Stroud, with his numbers, I saw that he is top 10 when playing in soft zone. All right. So if you give somebody a cushion, they're going to carve you up, and you're waiting for them to make a mistake. He's not the quarterback to do that. Yes, they were down Nico Collins and other wide receivers, but I'm gonna read off some stats there. Okay, here we go.
Like it. Let's go.
And I got this on a different page, so I ain't got my glasses on, so I want to look cool. The Texans went 9 for 16 on 3rd downs. Okay, the Texans had 23 first downs. The Niners had 12. All right. The Texans had 75 plays. The Niners had 44. The Texans had 318 passing yards. The Niners had 175.
Yeah.
The Texans had 157 rushing yards, and the Niners had 48. And here's the kicker, in a 60-minute game, how long do you think the Texans had the ball?
After telling me all those stats, I want to say like 3/4 of the time, maybe 45 minutes.
41 minutes.
41 minutes.
I don't care who you are.
Crazy.
You're not going to win like that. You're not going to win.
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryans outcoached Shanahan. Yes, we didn't get a first down until about 3 minutes into the second quarter. Texas only punted the ball twice, but you got to adapt. You got to change. And that's something they didn't do. The Texans won this game. I know we are a very injured team. We're down to we're going to be our 3rd or 4th string defensive ends and 3rd string linebackers coming up pretty soon. So I get it, but I cannot sit here and be happy that we beat the Falcons on Sunday Night Football with injuries, and then we lose today with those same injuries plus 1 or 2 or 3. So you got to take the medicine either which way, good with the bad. I can't use that same excuse when we win and not use it when we lose. So, we got outcoached, and, you got Colt McKivitz, our right tackle, who was being a turnstile for Will Anderson Jr. You know what I'm saying? You hiked the ball. He going through. What was that? He right by him. And Mac Jones.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I was going to say, if Trent Williams was playing, like, what happened to your offense? Because your offense, Mac Jones has been there now for a few games, so the offense just didn't look to get into gear today with 15 points.
Yeah, the offensive line, I know it's they're only 2 hours behind, because it's not all the way. It's not East Coast to West Coast. I think it's Central Time. So it's 2 hours behind. I think they were still in probably Santa Clara or just passing Vegas, their mindset. I don't think it got to Houston officially. I just don't think so, because they just played like they just weren't with it. And you're not going to win a game like that for those stats I just said. So offensive line looked like Pasuda, Mierna, you know what I'm saying? They look awful. So
now you are still in the hunt there. Seattle 5-2, Los Angeles 5-2, y'all at 5-3. So you're still there. Stroud did, as you mentioned, a great job of distributing the ball, completing passes to 9 different players. 9. So he was just, as you mentioned, cutting up that zone and just spreading the ball around. And as you also mentioned, the Texans did keep Christian McCaffrey in check to only 25 yards rushing, 43 yards receiving after getting 200 yards of offense last week. Rookie Woody Marks for Houston went for 62 rushing yards and 50 receiving yards. So the rookie faring nicely there in a game. But again, there were injuries. The 49ers ended a NFL record of 14 straight games without an interception, covering 469 consecutive passes. And I know you mentioned that stat earlier in the year, so that y'all hadn't got an interception. So, all right. Well, that's that for the 49ers. Before we move into the only good game of the day, shout out to Jonathan Taylor, 3 TDs for the Indianapolis Colts. And I started touting the non-quarterback MVP on the Professor Seminole Mente last week, and I got to say, Jonathan Taylor is up there in the MVP voting for me, especially with the quarterbacks having a down year. I don't really want to hear these arguments against running backs and receivers if they're having such a good year. So,
I'll put him up there. You got to put McCaffrey up there. Got to put Bijan if you're going to say non-quarterbacks. Yep. I'm trying to think of a receiver that's kind of been out of this world. I can't really think of one at the moment, but definitely I'll put him up there with those said running backs. If we're going to put quarterbacks also, I got my man Baker up there. He's been killing it. So
44-24, Cowboys get a butt whooping by the Broncos. Any thoughts on this game?
It's funny how a week changes things, okay? Last week it was, we're this, we're that. You beat the Commanders. And the Commanders were down, Debo, down Terry, down Jaden in the game. And Cowboys said, we're back. We're scoring. We're scoring. Reality sets in quick in the NFL, okay? It's what have you done for me lately, league? And we saw what happened today. So everybody that was chirping, all that, calm it down. Because I had Dak in there as an MVP candidate. He's been playing very well. Not today. Not today. Not today.
He looked like Carson Wentz out there today. 2 interceptions, 188 yards, a 51.5 quarterback rating is just horrible. So bad that they brought in Joe Milton III at some point that went for 156 passer rating. So he completed 3 of 4 for a touchdown. So, I mean, hey, that doesn't look good for Prescott or the Cowboys, who really needed that victory to stay in the hunt. Now at 3-4, they're falling further behind the Eagles. All right. Well, let's move it to the only competitive game of the day. The New York Jets finally get off the snide and get their first victory. No, they will not be an 0-16 this year, or 0-17 now team this year. No, the Bengals finally won one 39-38 in a thrilling game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Flacco still throwing the rock all over. Looked like he was about to lead them to a win. What are your thoughts on this game?
I was watching this because I had this on when I was watching the Niners game, because the Niners, the way they were playing, they didn't deserve to be on the big screen. They had to be shared screen with 3 other teams the way they were playing. That's how it goes in my house. If you don't play well, you don't get all my attention. I got to be all over the place. I'll say this, all that talk about Joe Flacco and shut it down. He played well in the first half, and then Aaron Glenn made some adjustments. He wasn't throwing it all over the place like he was, because when he hit T. Higgins to make it 24, I was like, oh snap, they don't won this game. But there's no quit, and we all tested Fields' will to be a quarterback. Do you want to be a quarterback? Are you going to get better? I think that from what I was watching, they kind of simplify the offense for him. Stop having him do things he cannot do. And finally, commit to Breece Hall. He is good. You see what happens when you give him the ball creatively. Breece Hall's good, okay? If Fields is more of a running quarterback and he's more of an intermediate quarterback, do that. Stop making him go through his progressions. He can't do that. Stop, all right? Stick to what he does best, and that's what they did. And I will say Aaron Glenn on the defensive side, of course, the Bengals, they'd scored, 38 or whatever. Yeah, they scored that, but he put the clamps on when needed to. So he made the adjustments when it needed. He needed his team to respond to the coaching change of plays and stuff. So I'll shouts out to Aaron Glenn on that one. But hey, they got to win. So they got robbed, not robbed, but when the Buccaneers beat them and thought they were going to come back, and the Buccaneers came back and beat them. Now they finally got a win. Good for them, man. Hey, JTES Jets.
Yeah, and I mean the Jets,
Hey,
502
ETS,
yards of offense, 502, and a week after the Broncos came back in a huge comeback, they were down 31-16 after 3 quarters, and ended up coming back and winning this game over the Bengals. So 2 amazing comebacks week after week. And as you mentioned, Breece Hall, 18 carries, 133 yards. Justin Fields, 244 yards and touchdown. Yeah, we talked about it last week, right? And I've been saying this since he was in Chicago, and he had that stint of like 6 to 8 games where they were just using his legs and making sure that he was only game managing and passing, and he was getting a whole bunch of yards, scoring touchdowns, and I don't know why they ever went away from that. Then they trade him, and now no other team, as we've talked about, knows how to properly use him. Like, he's got to be a game manager in the passing game and use his legs. We know what he is at this point. I don't know why they keep trying to do otherwise, but hopefully we will see this as a change. Hopefully Aaron Glenn is learning in his first season. Obviously, as a rookie coach, it takes time to get acclimated to the league, and he made the right halftime adjustments, which is a very important part of being a coach. So, good on them. We'll see if they can win any more games. Let me bring up their schedule here so we can see
some winnable ones coming up. They might have some winnable.
So they got the Browns next week, possible. They got the Patriots after that, maybe. Ravens, probably not with Lamar. Falcons, I don't know. Dolphins, maybe. Jaguars. Okay, so they got a pretty weak schedule. Saints. Yeah, they got a pretty weak schedule down the stretch. They only play the Bills really tough. Okay. All right. Yeah, they could get a couple more victories in there then. All right. By the way, prayers up, rest in peace. Nick Mangold unfortunately died due to kidney disease complications at the age of 41.
That's terrible.
And I heard something about this, and apparently he had been looking for a donor since he found out back in like 2006 or something. And I never knew that there was just not ever like a match in a donor, right? I figured everybody always had a match, and that there just probably weren't enough donors. That I know happens, but to not have a match at all. And when they were talking about it on the broadcast, they mentioned that it was never able to find a match at all. And I was like, that seems pretty crazy. I didn't know that was even possible.
That's awful.
Yeah, prayers to his family. Also prayers to Cam Scattaboo. I didn't see it, and I'm glad I didn't. I turned it off right before it happened, and then they said they were playing the replay, and I was like, I'm not watching because I don't like seeing those things. So I don't know if you saw it, but his season is apparently over with a broken ankle.
Yeah, it was kind of similar to Fred Warner, just facing the opposite way. When I always said that, I think Pete said it also, him and Dart, they're not long for this season. This isn't the way I was thinking it would be.
Actually, when it happened, I thought of exactly that. I thought of you, and I was like, "That's not what he was getting at when he said that."
Yeah, I was more of like, him running the ball. It's just football's football. Anything can happen. But his style, this injury didn't attribute to it, but it's just unfortunately, it's football, and things happen, and it's unfortunate it happened to him, especially in the rookie year. And anybody that really gets injured like that, you don't want their season to get taken from them like that. Right. So, at first I had to think about it, because I was like, man, was that it? Was that in the Jersey where they play? Because that field, is notorious for ACLs and all types of stuff.
Oh,
but it's actually in Philly. I think they use regular grass in Philly, so is what it is.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like seeing those things, so I'm glad I didn't see it. But prayers up. Get well soon, sir. All right, well, let us move it into the Sunday night game tonight. Yes, we have the revenge game of all revenge games. My bad. Revenge game of all revenge games. The Packers and the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers in his new home in Pittsburgh looks to defeat his old team that he spent 18 years with. Now, he mentioned in an interview that he still loves the franchise and he doesn't harbor any ill will and things of that nature. And maybe that's the case now. Maybe he's grown a little bit since he was upset when they drafted Jordan Love in the first place. But This is going to be an awesome game nonetheless, even without that storyline. Two really good teams coming in here. What are your thoughts on this game?
Well, I mean, this game is going to be good. I think that we're gonna be in for a treat. We'll be in for a major treat. I think that hopefully it's a high scoring game because we've had a lot of blowouts all week. This game hopefully changes the mode of what we've been used to and having. It's going to be. He claimed I know Aaron Rodgers said that he doesn't have any ill will. Did he say that he didn't have any ill will towards the Packers, or this game just like any other game? Or has he come out and said that, hey, I'm going to put about 40, 50 on them? I haven't heard any rumblings of that, but I know he wants to say that in his mind. And I think Jordan Love, he has something to prove because he looked like trash against the Cardinals last week, even though they won. And he needs to prove that the fan base that, no, you guys didn't make a mistake by drafting me. I am that dude. So it's both of them have something to prove. I'm eager to see how this goes. Am I making It
is before you do, it is a 2.5 point spread. Green Bay is the favorite in Pittsburgh, so the road favorite in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead and give your pick.
I'm gonna let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna go with a classic 34-27 Packers win.
Okay, 34-27. I'm actually gonna. I'm all, you know me. I'm all about the storyline. The professor loves the storylines. I'm gonna take the Aaron Rodgers revenge game victory at home with Pittsburgh. I get that the Packers are probably the better team, but not by. I wouldn't say by a whole lot. Yeah, they're probably the better team overall, but I wouldn't say it's by that much more that they should necessarily be the favorite on the road. But ESPN Analytics Matchup Predictor does predict Green Bay after all the simulations to win 56% of the time. So there you go there. But yeah, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the spread. The spread is 40. The over-under is 45.5. I'm going to take Pittsburgh by a field goal. I'm going to say 27-24 Pittsburgh over the Packers in this one. And just to let everybody know, this is his, I believe, let me see. I believe this is the first time, right, that Rodgers has played Green Bay since leaving. I believe so.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Could be wrong, but I think this is the first time because I don't remember him playing with the Jets because he only played really last year. They had that one game.
No, you're right. Okay. Wow. Yeah, this means even a lot more than to him. Yeah. No, I just realized that. I was like, wait a second. I don't remember him ever playing. No, that's crazy. Okay. Wow. So this is even bigger than we were even thinking about. So we'll see. Packers have not won in Pittsburgh. Get this, your professor's fun fact, Clever D, since a 2012 victory when way back in 1970 was the last time the Packers won in Pittsburgh. So they lost each of the. Yeah, they've been back 6 times since and have lost every single time.
That's wild. It's only been 6 times that they played there. I know the Niners. We haven't won in Minnesota since the 80s, I believe. So
yeah,
it's weird how those. And that, well, I mean, it's worse for us. That's NFC, but yeah, damn.
It's like a one out of every 8-year average, but that is weird because we're supposed to play one every 4 years. I thought
one
it
every
was
4.
right?
Well, it's just like they never. Yeah, one every 4. But
interesting.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's just crazy, right? Yeah, I saw that. I was like, damn, that's in 1970. I was like, that's crazy. All right, cool.
Franchise, you really don't ever think playing each other that much. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. All right, cool. Well, let's get it into the Monday night game. Wish Peach was here, but he's not. We got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Washington Commanders, obviously in Arrowhead Stadium. Going to be a really good game here. Let me get up the odds and the well, let me see what the spread is here. It's a 11.5 point spread for Kansas. Oh, that's right, because Daniels isn't playing. Jaden Daniels is out. Marcus Mariota is playing. 11.5-point favorites for the Chiefs at home. 47.5-point spread here, Clubber D. What are your thoughts on this game?
Remember to switch this joint.
Yeah,
I'll say this. Yeah, no. I'll say this. We got the Commanders going against the Chiefs. Everybody thinks the Commanders will go down. This is going to be a battle of used to be Native American, named teams, but now they changed the Washington football team to Commanders. We all think that the Chiefs are rolling on all four cylinders. Okay, they got Rashee Rice last week. They blanketed the Raiders last week when they're rolling like Golden State back in the day. Now, Commanders will have McLaurin back. They will have Debo back. Mariota will start for J5. The real thing is, will they be able to stop Mahomes? Okay, we're due for a fluky game this week. Was it the Jets game or will it be this game? That is the real question. I personally feel that with all these butt whoopings this week, and we haven't really had too many good games, the Sunday night game and the Monday night game will be thrillers. All right. I already said Pittsburgh is going down tonight to the visiting Packers with my selfish fantasy needs. Where's this game at tomorrow? Is it here?
In Arrowhead.
It's in Arrowhead. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going out on a limb. Okay. Commanders will win the game 30.
With Marcus Mariota. Wow.
With Marcus Mariota. They will go down there. They will march up and down Arrowhead. Debo will finally get on the snide and beat Andy Reid because he couldn't do it with San Fran. We'll get our butts whipped. Debo, Terry McLaurin will be back. The Chiefs won't see it coming. The Commanders will win. Everybody's hearts. We're going to lose this game. I got the Chiefs by 30.
Yeah, you got me. I was like, wait, what? For real?
No, seriously, I got Chiefs are rolling right now. They might put up 40. I'll say 40. What did he score? 40. I'll say 44. That's what Dallas put up on last week. I'll say 42 to 24. Chiefs. I'll go with that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a blowout as well. Patrick Mahomes still proving, that he's one of the best. 1,800 yards, 14 TDs with only 2 interceptions this season. So they've won 3 out of 4. They are definitely found their groove. And yeah, Andy Reid is a tough coach to beat, and it's not very often that he gets out game planned or out coached. And so I don't expect that to be here either. The Commanders defense, your professor's fun fact, is giving up an NFL worst 7.8 yards per pass attempt and allowing 364 yards per game, 27th out of 32 teams. That means that Patrick Mahomes is about to blow them out of the water with his passing. There have been at least 8 pass plays of at least 40 yards that Washington has given up to their opponents, tied for most in the NFL. So look for a lot of deep passes to Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and expect, as Clubber D mentioned, the Kansas City Chiefs to blow out the Commanders here. I believe that 11.5-point spread is even a little generous. So I'm going to say we're going to go 35-21. 35-21 Kansas City. I think that's even probably a little too much for Marcus Mariota, but I'll stick with it. It sounds all right. But yeah, I think they might even get blown out worse than that. So we'll see. It's not going to be a close game, but hopefully the one tonight will be.
Yeah.
All right.
We're due for that. It's yeah.
Let's take a look at the games next week on the schedule. So the only one I highlighted, because it's really the only one featuring, and the Chiefs and Bills. You got the Chiefs and Bills on the left and the Colts and Steelers on the right. Those are the ones featuring positive win teams. The rest are a variation of winners and losers going against here. So what are your thoughts about any of these games here?
Damn, how do they got the Commanders on Thursday night when they play on Monday night? Unbelievable.
No, they're playing on Sunday night.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I ain't got my glasses on. That's what I get.
Sunday night against the Seahawks. And then the Cowboys play the Cardinals Monday night.
So yeah. Only game besides the Chiefs and Bills. It's pretty intriguing. Um, uh, Texans and Broncos might be interesting because that's gonna be really two good defenses playing each other.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Uh,
Yep,
I,
that's a good
I,
point.
Colts and Steelers, yes, that's definitely a must see. So for some reason, Dallas will bounce back and go back to their old ways when the Cardinals were the Phoenix Cardinals and they were in that division. How that make which makes no sense.
The Phoenix.
So I feel like they're gonna resort to their old ways. My sleeper game, which will be semi interesting, will be the Bears versus Bengals. I think that would be a very interesting game for some reason.
Yeah, probably going to be some scoring in that one.
Yeah, I think there'll be definitely some scoring on that one.
All right, cool. Well, let's take a look at the college games from this past weekend. There were 3 major contests, which I'll highlight in a second. But these are your overall scores just for anybody looking there. So the ones we won't touch on. My UCLA Bruins, obviously, I got to take my medicine. We got a fucking ass whooping. Talk about ass whooping casserole. That was the one that tasted just, with this bunch of sides of corn. Georgia Tech blew out Syracuse. Oregon over Wisconsin. Good victory by Memphis over South Florida there as well, with BYU beating Iowa State, Virginia beating Bill Belichick and North Carolina there. Tennessee blowing out Kentucky. Texas getting a much-needed win to keep them in any type of playoff talk there over Mississippi State. Michigan State just looking horrible lately these past few years. They're probably going to end up firing that coach there. Houston beating defending Big 12 champs Arizona State. And then we have 3 games we will talk about here in a second. But anything stick out to you there on this one?
Switch to the full screen real quick.
Yep.
Put on just for 1 second. There's only one game that really matters. That's Virginia Tech winning in double overtime against Cal at home. Everybody was tuned in on Friday night to watch Virginia Tech do their goddamn thing. Okay, the first drive we scored, and then forgot we knew how to play football until the end of the game. We came back, we won the game, double overtime. Please, somebody save that school. We need it. That's all I got. Sorry.
So, I mean, I just have to bring up the fact that everybody's been talking about, and the thing that makes the most sense. Aren't we just expecting Shane Beamer to become the coach at Virginia Tech?
Well, here's the thing. As my medicine's wearing off, I feel like after watching that SEC joint on Netflix on the way out to Vegas for a fantasy draft, they love him down in South Carolina. He could do no wrong. Okay. He had a lot of expectation for this year for that school, but it's just a down year for them. I don't think they're going to fire him. If they fire him, yeah, of course, I think that he's going to be the guy. But I don't think South Carolina's going to fire him. They like him too much.
Okay. Yeah, and they got a good young team. They've hit some bumps in the road this year, but they've been decent. They've been in most of the games too this year. So, All right, well, let's talk about the 3 big games from this weekend. We got the LSU Tigers getting shellacked by Texas A&M. Brian Kelly may get fired himself this season if he doesn't shape up, because they lost to Texas A&M, who just fired Jimbo Fisher. Then you got Ole Miss with a good victory over Oklahoma in Oklahoma. Oklahoma really needed that game. That sucks for them. They're probably out of the playoffs now.
Yeah.
And then finally, Vandy. I was at game day. It was awesome.
Nice.
Vandy 17-10 over Missouri. They are going to stick in the top 10. How crazy is that? What are your thoughts on these games?
I love, like, as much as I don't know, Vandy's quarterback. I know Pavia. He's is it Pavia? Pavia. He's very good, but I feel like he reminds me of like Bo Nix and Chris Winkie. He's like 38 years old. He's been there forever, and they're a sneaky good team. You cannot take them lightly, and they've proven that they should be talked about as a top 10 team in the nation. With the LSU getting mollywopped, it is what it is. I feel like I'm mad because once he gets fired, that's another high-level coaching job. I
thought about that same thing
I was like, damn, somebody come to us, help us, get out the SEC. Before I forget, shout out to my moms and shout out to Grambling State University and little old Russell, Louisiana, where my mom went to school. right near where she lives. They won the HBCU Classic against Jackson State, who was coached by, we all know, Deion Sanders out in Vegas. She wanted to go. I didn't know she wanted to go to the game. I would have moved my search around, put her, would have went. But yeah, they won the first ever HBCU Classic out in where the Raiders played in Las Vegas. So shout out to Grambling. And I want to make sure I mention that. And also, speaking of the parallel with Deion Sanders, going to go back to Colorado. You might be on the clock, sir. That scene is pretty hot.
I got something for you.
Bam!
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout. That's perfect. I did not know you were going to do that. And you did not know I had this. Shout out to College Football Troll who makes these memes on Facebook. But this was tremendous.
Right. I'm a Sanders fan, but take your medicine, bro. Like this, you got the quarterback from Liberty. You have probably the best tackle in the nation. He's probably going to go top 10, and they still can't get it together. I'm not sure what the hell is going on in Colorado. You know, I'm not one of those, Shedeur Sanders should be like, the God's gift to court. I'm not on that stuff. Okay. Let's call a spade. But Jesus, man. Did everyone just stop figuring out how to coordinate and call the correct plays and put people in a position to do well for that team? I'm lost at the downfall. Okay. It's not like they were boom, but they were making strides to be a better school. And it just went, golly, out the window. Man.
Yeah, it was like once Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders graduated, it's like they took all the mojo with them. It's very, very odd how bad they've been this season. I've got to put that meme up again though, because that is hilarious. That Jordan face. Look at the little hay weed in his mouth. That's great.
God, man.
That's an ass whooping. The Utah too. Jeez.
Yeah. All right. So Carl Malone came down. He went on field. I was like, damn, Carl, what you doing here?
Malone. Next week we got some games. Indiana will go to Maryland. Traveling to Maryland, Penn State will travel to the Ohio State. Vanderbilt will go to Texas in a big matchup, top 25. What else we got here? Louisville going to Virginia Tech, going to see y'all in Blacksburg. You're going to win? Okay.
We're going to win. I didn't say what game, but we're going to win.
Okay. Georgia versus Florida going into the swamp. Texas Tech taking on Kansas State, who just molly-whopped Kansas this past weekend. Shout out Rock Chalk for tuning in. Ole Miss, South Carolina should be a good game there. Our brother Brandon, is Michigan takes on Purdue. Georgia Tech, which has been a very surprising team, number 8 ranked in the nation there. And then we look at that. You got another ranked game, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Cincinnati, Utah. What are your thoughts on next week's college football games?
There's some good ones at all the times. I'm trying to see what's the noon game. That might be the Vanderbilt and Texas. Yeah, that's definitely a 12 o'clock game from the East Coast.
Yeah, it's the 12.
I definitely will be tuning into. Watch Penn State. This will be a game where Penn State play tough and make you think that they're somebody in the first 3 minutes of the game, and then reality will set in.
Oh, they're gonna get their ass whooped. They're gonna get their ass whooped.
Indiana will probably be. They will be at the McDonald's in College Park by the second quarter. Right through second quarter.
Not the McDonald's in College Park.
They'll be right there getting lunch during halftime. They'll probably be there during that game, adding more corn to crabs to the crab soup and crab cake and stuff. They'll probably be doing that midway through the second quarter. Virginia Tech, watch the Hokies play tough, okay, against Louisville for maybe, I'll say 3 quarters, and then 4th quarter, they'll do like they always do and find a way for Kyron Drones to just become what he's been playing off and on the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? We'll play them tough for a hot second, then, boop, but I'll be tuning into Vanderbilt versus Texas. That is going to be all my eyes right there on that one.
Yeah, that'll be 12 o'clock. And then when do y'all play? Y'all play 3 o'clock game, 3:30. Okay. Yeah. And then the Texas Oklahoma is the late game, 6:30, and then Cincinnati Utah late. Okay, cool. Well, there you go. There you have it. There's your college football for the week. There is your recap of the football, NFL, and college. I know it was a lot of blowouts A lot of booty juice there. We're sorry for that, y'all. But we still gave you a full show of content, even though two of our brothers acted like they didn't know that the show goes every Sunday at the same time. Okay, I guess, whatever. Anyways, shout out to Cupboard D for coming on after having surgery, and the other two healthy bastards.
Bam in the back, can't see it.
So we wish him the best rest up. Well, Cupboard D, sign off for us.
Hey, add Ball and Buds, add Clubber D on YouTube, add 86 Box. My man just got to 3K viewers. Shout out to Joshua. Add Skywalker Boxing. Was it Boxing Media?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, add man Skywalker. Papa Chun Yale, y'all better watch out. He's coming. Just like, well, your mom's what he is. But anyways, wow. Well, hey, I fixed it. I fixed it at the end. Make sure you check out for all of us, Ball and Buds. If you're not tuned in yet, what are you doing? What are you doing on Sundays if you're not tuned in? If you have not seen this show, watch it, bring it in all around you, have it come out of you, have it go back in, and then watch again. Okay? I don't know what that means, but just tune in.
I don't either. Wow. Yes, please tune in though. The best football recap show. You're going to get these jokes with us. You can get the personality. You can get the friendship. You're going to get when the other two are here some more of that as well. Yeah, we're here every Sunday. Hopefully at 7:15 Eastern, 4:15 Pacific. So yeah, check us out after the day games, before the night games, where we do all this preview and everything. As Cupboard D said, add Ball and Buds at BALLAND. BUDS, handy QR code up there at the top. Take you to our link tree. You can find Ball and Buzz socials as well as Clubber D's YouTube there as well. And hit that like button, please, whether watching now or on the replay. I appreciate it. We got 8 likes up there. That's beautiful. All y'all that tuned in, we really appreciate it. Salute to Rock Chalk Canteen and all the others who were in the comments today. And we will see you next Sunday. Holla. 5,000.
He's with the millions.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure flow. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this mic pro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will go. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.